Hey friends, come on in. This is Deb with Art and Grace. Let me know you were here because otherwise I have no idea. My daughter actually found this at, I believe it was At Home, that little store. Anyway, she sent me a message and said, do you want any of these? They're really cool. And I said, yes, I'll take two. So this is a glass she also gave me. It's, you know, a broken glass that we had, or it had a chip in it. So I was so excited to get it. Y'all, look at this glass. Let me see a big piece. This is the piece from the bottom of the glass. Is that not gorgeous? It's not level. So when you're doing resin art, you've got to have it level. So if I move it this way, it's going to be level. So what I'll be having to do is put something under these two legs. So like a piece of cardboard or a piece of little cardboard box, but it's going to have to be level as it cures. So just remember that you definitely need a level whenever you're doing any resin projects. We're going to do a simple background so that we have plenty of room for our embellishments. So I'm just going to kind of do some Bahama blue and white up here at the top. And I already put a good healthy coat of multi-purpose sealer because this wood does have some cracks in it. So that will keep all of our little mini air bubbles out. And then we're going to dive right into our blue. This all the way down. Just a little graduation of color from light to dark here. I'm going to dry this so we can move to the next step. Move this aside while we mix resin. I'm using art resin. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you use an ounce of one, you're going to use an ounce of the other. It's, you know, like I said, resin and hardener. And I highly recommend, if you're going to use resin, to do your research and be sure what you're using is safe for your lungs and for your home and your pets, because they're not all equal. I promise you that. I've done a lot of research over the years, and I'm talking a lot of research, and went down rabbit holes of really making sure I knew what was in these things, and it's truly, truly frightening. So I highly recommend you do your research and be sure you know. So I'm going to take my resin, pour it into my cup up to the 1 ounce line. Now for something that's a 6-inch thing, you probably only need like 1 ounce of resin total, but I'm doing extra because I'm going to resin another project while I'm at it. But you can go to the Art Resin website if you're going to use this brand, and they've got a calculator, and you just plug in the dimensions of your item. So if it's 8x10 or 6x6, and it will tell you how much to use of each. So it makes it so convenient, and I always use the calculator when I first started. Now I just kind of eyeball it, or know, or look around to see what else I might need to resin and go ahead and do it all at once. So, you know, don't go by that. Go by the calculator until you're comfortable with it. And I do really try to get it right to the line, because you'll have a much, much better cure. I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. Art resin is a 3-minute stir. So when you're stirring your resin, go slow and easy. So much better, because it's still going to get mixed up correctly, but you're not going to have near as many micro bubbles. And I can pop the bubbles, but the little micro bubbles, you don't even see them. They're just in it. So go slow, and every so often scrape your stick and get it worked back down into your cup. There's our timer. Now, oh, let me do one other thing. So I am going to put some sand at the bottom. This is more like granule, like stone instead of sand. So I'm going to put some of this into my little cup. I don't need a whole lot because it's a small surface that we're using. And then put some resin with it. I didn't want to do a whole lot of this because you see how short our window is here. Okay, so there's that. We're going to add our embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and pour some resin on. I'm going to reserve a little bit. Just use a little silicone. This is one of those makeup spreaders. Okay, let me grab my little butane torch. This is just a little mini butane torch. I'm going to turn it on and pop our bubbles. And then I've got some different types of glass. This is just little iridescent chipped glass I'm going to put down here on our sand area. Now remember what I said, whatever you are going to cure has to be on a level surface. This item itself is not level, so I will have to put some cardboard under these two legs and raise it up so that it's level. See how it gets right to the middle? That's what you want. You want it on a level surface, and if the item's not level, you've got to level it. Otherwise, you'll have too much resin down here and not enough down here. And then I thought I might use some of this glass, just a little bit here and there. And this is a little bit lighter color. I'm going to put here in the middle. This is just regular crushed glass, not anything I hand cut, just comes just like that. Look at our little sailboat. Oh my goodness, that's the star of the show, you guys, so you don't really have to do much. That's why my background is very simple. I did cut this morning, and I don't think that's the one. I think this is the one. Yeah. Look how cute. This just was a glass that had a chip in it. Extra supplies. I did pull lots of things, but I don't think it needs a lot, to be honest. You know, maybe just for fun, you know, add a few little sparkly things. Torch. And then a few shells, but you know, it's pretty small space here, so you don't need a lot. Now this can be a catch-all if you want to, and just put your coins and your keys on it once it's cured. You could even move over your sailboat if you want to have more space for coins or whatever. You know, when you have like something like this on your entry table, it's kind of nice. Okay, let's use our little torch and pop any bubbles that have arisen with us working with it. And I always have a toothpick that I will kind of look and see if I see a little piece of fuzz, or, you know, things float through the air. No matter how clean we keep our house, if you've got pets or just, you know, regular house dust, I guess. I'm not sure where these things come from, but it is real hard to keep everything out of your resin. I'm going to pour some more resin over the glass. It'll make it extra shiny when it's done. Oh, this glass is gorgeous. I always look on the clearance aisle for this stuff if I go to At Home, Home Goods, those kind of places. TJ Maxx. You have about 30 to 40 minutes to work with it. And then after that, you kind of need to leave it alone and let it cure. It's 24 hours for a soft cure, and then 72 hours for it to be fully cured. It will never get any harder than that, and that's when you can, it would be then food safe and you can ship it. So it is, you know, a little bit of time to wait on it to fully 100% cure. However, it is worth the wait because it's safe to use, non-toxic, no VOCs or COVs or BPAs, and, you know, so you don't have to worry about your health. And it's so safe you can eat off of it once it's got that final cure. I actually think I'm going to end up using this resin here instead of on my other project. I might have a little bit left. Oh, beads. We were going to add some shiny beads. You know me, more is more. So what I do now is place this on my other desk so I can still work here and cover it with a plastic bin. I just place it just like this on a level surface. Now in this case, like I said, the item itself isn't level, so I'm going to place some cardboard under it to make it level, and then it will cure properly. If you want to learn more about resin, I would love to teach you because I have so much fun with it. But also, you know, acrylic painting and mixed media, all the things. I like to do it all. So y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye, guys. Thank y'all.